never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, Santa Fleece?
Man, it's a whole lot on my man today, man.
Okay.
It's like, you know, I want to thank all the people that watch this program, first of all, man. People that have been rocking with me, supporting me in this, believing in me. You know, believing in me. You know, hearing my story. You know, and coming to terms with what I'm talking about, right? Showing, you know, knowing that I'm telling the truth, right? It took a whole lot for me to sit down and tell people things that I done, shameful things, right? Man, I told people things that other people won't tell you about themselves, right? Secrets, man. Things that people didn't know about me. Things that people question, you know. I always had like a good spirit, man. I always been the type of person that like, you know, help people, man. You know, respect people, listen to them, fought with them against their enemies, you know. Was there when they didn't have nobody, Fleece, right? So when I get out of prison, man, and you know, I know I done paid my dues. I did all this crazy stuff in prison, man. I ain't a little child no more. I'm a grown man. But I was raised in a penitentiary, man. When people ask me, where you from, what can I say? Prison. I mean, and be right about it. Because, come on, man. At 14, and then look at my juvenile, man. 8 years in juvenile. Add that to the 40 plus years, right? So, but my fans, man, the people that believe in me, man, y'all made a difference in my life, man. And I'm going to try to make one in y'all's, man. And, like, I appreciate it. You know, I got people now connected to me now, man. You know, I got a big fan base, man. They connected. And they appreciate my stories, man, the truth that I tell, man. And like I say, my story is all about what I went through. I tell them to let people know what goes on inside these prisons, man. That has been kept secret for so long until I took the first step. And, man, this is what it is in her, man. This is really how it is in her. You don't want to go. And so, during these holidays, man, and that's the most troubling time of the year in prison, man, to be locked up is during big holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I mean, who wants to be, and when you're locked up, who wants to be in that situation, man? Well, you got to spend it locked up. You know, and it ain't the same, man. But I can say this much, though, is that I thank all my fans, man. All of y'all, man. You know, for believing in me. You know, hearing my story, man. You know, I want all y'all to have a good, wonderful holiday year, man. Rest of this year, bro. You know, I still ain't got these yet, but they coming. And I'm going to do it as I can. And I get them teeth in my mouth, be like, yeah. And I'm doing things now that I didn't get to do as a child, man. You know, I didn't get to do a lot of things, you know, as a kid. You know, I made a snowman. Oh. And I decorated the house with Christmas ornaments, put up the Christmas tree, put the ornaments on it, put my lights on it, and got this big star, man, beautiful star, man, with these glowing lights around it. You know, the star lights up with batteries, but the lights you got to plug in, right? Man, you talking about beautiful? And then I got the house with lights around the house and stuff like that. And then outside by the door, man, got a tree up right there outside the door. So I'm in a holiday spirit, man, and I'm gonna get some oranges and bananas and some I can eat an apple, even without teeth. I'm gonna get some pears, cause I like seeing that on Christmas, right? I wish I had my teeth where I can eat some, you know, them cashew nuts and
Walnuts and all that.
yeah, all that, man. I used to pop them in. I used to love doing it, but I'm just thankful and blessed, man, that I got people out there, good people, that, you know, heard my stories, listen to them, and get the real message out of it, you know. Don't go to prison. That's the message. You know, you can't escape that. And a lot of things I talked about was common sense shit. You ain't got nothing in prison but means. No, ladies. What they gonna do? Everybody got nuts. Everybody got a ding-a-ling. And all that doing it by hand, that stuff gets old, man. Especially if you're in a prison where they got sissies walking around with big butts and stuff like that, and you know you can get some. It's just how it is in prison that I never said this before. Don't you know the sale of booty? I never talked about this. The sale of booty in penitentiary, they make more selling to you. You can sell booty in there and make more money than these ladies do out here on the street selling their own body, right? Because them guys in there, for booty, man, they give hundreds, man, thousands of dollars. Yeah, like it ain't nothing. They bad. You got people in prison. Now, I didn't even speak on this part. You think in prison, like, they bad butt, man. They run around, they were bad. You hear me? They would sit there, they would negotiate a deal with you. And a lot of them guys in prison, just because they locked up don't mean they poor. You got people in prison that own 4,500 acres of land, all this stuff, all kinds of businesses, horses. They got race horses, be in the Kentucky Derby, all this stuff. They got money in there. And they get lonely and they want somebody, man. They ain't never going home. You know. And they see a boy in her that remind them of some woman. If he fixes her this way and that way, he'll look just like her. You know, that type of trip stuff. But they pay big money in prison for booty, man. That's why a lot of guys in prison, when their families stop sending them money, everybody cut him off. They done burnt all their bridges. Nobody's there. You on your own. We done told you. And then you in prison, man. You see him, man. Ain't nobody in there really giving nothing. It's like it is out here, you know. Ain't nothing free, man. And almost, you know, you gotta meet certain people, man. But when they learn that they can just take a man and jack him off, hand stroking for $800-900, they go for it. And they get real slick about it. See, that part is, people don't talk about. And then you'll see them walk around, they got canteen now. They got a TV now. They got a PlayStation now, right? But them same people make their mistake when they come and get in my poker game. See, that's what they usually do in prison. Everybody going on their gamble. It's like a big gamble. I never spoke about that. You think Vegas is where all the gambling is at? No. Go to a prison. They gamble on everything in word games, board games, they all the sports, talk shows, family feud. Who they think gonna win? They bet big money. Who you think gonna win? I'm gonna take. Do you think he'll get the big box? Yeah. Bet you 20 boxes of cigarettes. What do you want to bet? 2,000? Make it 3.
So boredom is worse than being drunk if you gamble.
Man, I'm telling you, prison is where they gamble. And like, you got people in there as professional gamblers. They are professional. And every now and then somebody come in there and get underestimated, end up winning. But the majority of them, they come and they get in my game, poker. And I just already heard that, you know, I get all the news and people come, hey, what's up, Fleece? I said, what's up? You know, we got some new booty on the yard. I said, ooh, who is it?
They'll tell you it's new booty.
Yeah, because
that guy's gay too.
Ooh, man.
The guy that's telling you.
What, the guy telling me?
That is new booty on the yard. He's gay.
He just had him.
Oh, okay.
He the one that the dude, you know, he gave dude $500, you know, for something. So I said, all right. I said, well, he was in my poker game today. I said, and he lost more than that. I said, he lost some thousands. He said, well, I'm just telling you, man, he got it. Man, he said, smoking. I said, like that? He said, yeah. I said, I might check him out, right? And then I go talk to him, hey, man, you know, what we going to do on what you lost today, man? You know, you owe me $2,500. You know, do you have that? You have a way you can work it out? He said, what you mean? You know, like he gonna get aggressive, right? I said, you know, you might have other ways you can work it off, you know, stuff like that. I don't know, man. I just want my money. So, since you want to raise your voice, let me raise mine. When you gonna get my goddamn money? He sat there and thought. He said, hey. I said, yeah. He said, you mess around, don't you? I said, what are you talking about? He said, this is what I got. Pulled his pants down and spread it open. I'm like...
Now, is this the same guy you told us about before?
There's so many of them. You know, you be thinking that everybody go to prison. I mean, so what? They shot somebody, or anybody can shoot somebody, kill somebody. I mean, kids is doing it now. That don't make them the gangster of the universe.
When you get in prison, you ain't got no gun and all that.
You ain't got no gun or nothing in there, and you ain't never really been in fights. to prove where your hands is at, right? You ain't been through no training. You don't know how to box. You don't really know how to hold your, block punches or none of that shit, man. And now you in here around people. When you get in there, you'll see them working out.
And they've been working out every day for 20 years.
Yeah, you'll see their bodies ripped, man. You'll see the strength in them. And if the prison got a boxing ring, you'll see them up, pow, pow, pow. These dudes, and here's the kicker. A lot of them escape. When they get through doing all that stuff, they go have sex, man. They get through working out.
Because the testosterone is built all the way up.
Man, I'm telling you, they ready to shoot. And so they found out, hey, I got a new bunkie. Here's the little young gangster dude that shot all the guns on the street. Get in there, and first thing, your mind is on everything you hear about prison. Don't take nothing from nobody. Watch your mouth, be respectful, mind your business. Look, thing, that shit don't work. That's bullshit. You gonna get tried, bro. And you sitting there and you like, mother coming out, and they don't do all that babysitting. Hey, how you doing? Mother just walk past you like he got an attitude, and you like, shit, when they shut their gate, he's the last person I want to have an attitude. Look at his body, man. Look at your little frail ass body. You ain't never, the only thing you pick up is a gun, and you ain't got
You've been
that.
popping pills and doing drugs and stuff.
Yeah. Your hair all long and banged up. And then, do a fairly speak. You got people in here, that's the first thing they want to know. Nah, I don't know nobody. Worst thing you can say. You supposed to say, yeah, man, I got uncles and cousins in here. Because people, they be like, your uncle or cousin could be one of their friends or something. Somebody that they don't want to tangle with.
They're not going to ask you who they are or nothing?
Huh?
When you say you got uncles and cousins, they ain't going to say who's your uncles and cousins.
Yeah, they ask. But you got to know, say something. You got to come up with a hood name. He said, no. I said, yeah, man, that's just his hood. What's his real name? All that shit, right? Then you come up with, what are you, police or something? What, is he on the investigation? Hey, hold it, man. What are you saying, nigga? All that shit. But anyway, the point is, this broadcast, man, and I'm glad y'all feeling me, man, is all about preventing people from going to prison. And the best way to do that is to tell you what goes on in there. I can tell y'all, hey, look, man, don't go to prison. You done heard this. Your mama and them done told you. Your granddaddy, your uncles and aunties and people that love you done told you, man, if you keep getting in trouble, you're going to end up there. I mean, people, I ain't going to tell you what you done heard. I'm going to tell you what you don't know about the place you may end up in if you keep doing what you're doing. That's what our job is, to tell you them stories. And I tell them stories using my own self as an example.
Why you sacrifice yourself to help everybody else?
Yeah.
Why did you?
Because what I went through, man, was that terrible, man. It was something that I feel like I locked up and made it out. Most people ain't gonna make it out, man. And I fought for people's rights too when I was in prison. There's a lot of inmates in my state, I tell you, I fought for a lot of rights. And I done showed documented proof here in a lawsuit where I represented 650 people. Took their case and stuff to court, man. So I know what goes on in them place, man, and I just went crazy in there. I ain't gonna lie. I just went all out, man. I was like, the hell with it. And I didn't even think I ever get out. But now that I am out, I'm gonna tell the story what went on. Even though a lot of things I said about myself, hey, is disgraceful, degrading. Really, people don't really like talking about me. I mean, I'm past all that.
What do you go through with your family and friends when you
Well,
discuss stuff that they don't know about and you tell us?
yeah, when I discuss things that even my own family and friends didn't know, they like, oh, for real? And some of them is like, majority of the people I socialize with got nothing but love for me. They love me. And they understand me. They've been knowing me since the childhood. Fleece has always been like, well, people have been saying this about me since the baby, man, he's crazy, man. Fleece is liable to say anything, do anything. People use, but I'm cool. That's the point. That people like, I'm cool, I'm solid, I ain't no rat. I'm a nigga that'll get you out of jail or sacrifice whatever to help you through life, man. That'll ride and die with you, all this shit. And what I'm composed of. But I do my crazy stuff too, right? But it's never told like, in a bad way, but I live my own life, man, but I done got up on this podcast. I done said things about myself that'll make some people go, ooh, why lie? I learned so much in them prison, man. I done been in hell, I done seen the devil, I done seen demons, I done talked to gods, I done seen angels in their real forms. I done witnessed things that most people would probably give all their possessions to see one time. I done had the dreams, I done had the visions, I done seen things wide awake. I know more about the gospel than most people that done went all through all this college and all this book learning stuff, right? I know the truth. I know what's going on in the world. I know why it's going on.
Have you
And I understand things, but the main thing that really motivates me is the people, you people out there that pay attention to what I'm saying and subscribe and hear my stories, man. You know, and I'm glad to know that I done helped a lot of people. Did P. Diddy have anything to do with Aaliyah, the girl that died in a plane crash? Wait a minute. There's no evidence that he had anything to do with her death. But Aaliyah R&B singer who died at age 22 was part of the same music industry circle as Combs, and they attended some of the same social events and parties. It was at one of Combs' parties that Aaliyah met her then boyfriend, Damon Dash. She also had a professional working relationship with him, including on her album, appearing in music video for Bad Boy artists, and have speculated about Combs' involvement in the recent company theories circulating online, particularly on platforms like TikTok, X, Twitter, have speculated about Combs' involvement in the death of Aaliyah. Elisa Left Eye, Lopez, and Michael Jackson. These theories often refer reference from lyrics from J. Cole's song She Knows and point to the coincidence that all three artists died on the 25th day of a month. Speculating, but anyway, he had involvement with a lot of people.
Allegedly.
But let's run it.
What do you think about the P. Diddy documentary 50 Cent put together, the Sean Combs record?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm going to say this, man. I think 50 Cent did a real good job on that documentary, man. I give it to him. It was professional. It was real. It was real. It was said, true, but he did a good job on it. And the part about it that I don't like, and I never like, is black on black things. Black people trying to bring each other down, man. When you see somebody making a mistake, man, you try to lift them up. I know some people you can't talk to. They think they know too much. Can't nobody tell them nothing. They just on a path of total destruction of stuff. But it's a lot of people died in this man's company, man, around this man, and
it almost makes you think if it's smoke, then it's fire somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
Now we don't know, but
I know he did. I just tell you, if he was in the prison that I came out of, he get dealt with. It's just that simple, man. It's people. This type of, you got a big industry out there. I remember the time when Hollywood didn't have all of these black artists like they got the rappers. They wasn't even in Hollywood. You make your rap song and it'll go on. It wasn't no, man. They opened their arms. Hollywood just did this. Opened their arms to everybody, anybody. And them rappers stepped in there with that gangster rap. And Hollywood ain't been the same since. It's like, that's the place that kids fantasize about going to.
What do you think you got to give up to get to Hollywood? To be welcomed into that lifestyle and that way of life? What do you think you have to give up?
Well, so far, they've been giving up booty, plenty of it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly and reality. Because I growed up in an era where we had Soul Train, and them guys come out popping their hips like that. I never even thought back then that they would stay, right? But majority of them on Soul Train were. And then we found out that, we got some real talented people, man. Even our worsters you can call the worsters in our race. Well, they call them gay, but, man, they talented, man. They showed out. They was coming out as singles and performing, man, and we found out later, yeah, he gay. So what? That's their life. It don't make him a bad person. But this thing that I don't like, this gangster going to Hollywood, they open their arms to you, man. What you got, man? What? How can you perform? And hey, they go up in there fighting. Now murders, people getting killed, and they got drug thing going on up there that is different. Well, once they provide you drugs, then when you tell them, man, I'm ready to go straight, man. I don't want to do it. They find you dead somewhere.
It kind of reminds me of when you was describing how that guy gets in debt. That guy's in prison. He has nothing. He gets in debt, and the only way he can pay the guys back, whoever, is with sexual trade-offs.
Yeah.
It seemed like that's how Hollywood maybe could be, where you get these young guys that don't have any money, and they so eager to be successful, they willing to do anything for it.
Right.
And I would have to say, if you look at a guy coming off the street and has nothing, and he meets somebody that can change his life, the odds of him maybe doing it are probably pretty high for most. I mean, everybody's not going to do it, but I bet you just getting out of poverty and becoming rich.
Well, when they get in debt, then that's when their life is in danger. And a lot of them in our prison system, see, I broke through records. See, in our prison system, people get in debt and they go to PC, protected custody. They run up there with all the money. Oh, everybody, but they got money. But the people that ran them off the yard didn't have patience to work with them, right? You either give me my money, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to, get that booty. But one of them did me like that. I said, where's he at? They said he checked in last night.
I don't know why you put that candy in your mouth smacking like that. You ain't got no teeth.
But you know what I did? I'm going to ignore that. But I'm going to tell you what. I said, I'm going to get my money, right? And then people told me, they said, we can't put you up there, man. You too hard. Them people's up there. I said, man, why can't I be like anybody else? Man, y'all said I ain't got the same rights. So they sent me up there. I went up there, collected, and when I seen all that money up there, I said, this is it. I'm getting all this money, and then all the booty up there. So, good booty. So I come back to the yard, and then I tell everybody in the kitchen before I at lunch. I said, let me tell everybody in here something. Don't run your mouth. When I go back up there, I eat with the PC, I eat chicken. I ain't nothing punch out here can make me do it. If you want to run your mouth, run it to me now before I go up there. Nobody say nothing. I said, thank you. They say, we already know what you going up there for, Fleece. Go up there and get some booty and stuff. So I said, no, I'm going up there and get my money, man. I said, I don't even want to be around y'all. I can do that. I did it. They had two new guys come in. I'm hollering out the window. They like, shut the window, Rick. PC, Rick. I said, they don't know me, but they getting ready to know me, right? Went to my case worker. Told him, I won't go back to the yard, man. Went out there and smoked them. Went through a hole, they got smoked again.
You and all this smacking.
They got smoked again.
Thank you.
So, you welcome. So, then, they ended up in PC. I went up out. Hey, man, look, we didn't mean nothing about that, man. We was just like, come on, man.
Who's them young guys?
Yeah, they just gave that butt up. So, you don't run your mouth, bruh. You don't know Fleece Johnson. And just like out here, even though I done got up here, yeah, there's a lot of people that, see, I'm this type. This is how much respect, this is why I give respect. I don't bother people. I do what I want to do. This is my life, right? I don't come around people. I'm not out here chasing anybody. I'm not out here doing no chasing the period, man. I got a person I live with, and you know I'm fine with this life, right? And as far as friends, I got friends, man. I got new friends. See, I ain't got the same old friends. I still got old friends, but we don't, be around each other, the ones that steal, kill, sell dope, all this stuff. Yeah. They still cool, but I don't go around them. I got new friends, working class people. People that sit down, we talk about family life, get-togethers, and then we're going back to the same point. This black people turn each other down. For who? You want to show that was a Bushwick bill, one of them said in a rap song that they thanked the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan thanked the black man for giving them a helping hand. Yeah, because nobody, and it kills you when you sit there and hear all this stuff about white people, man. Hold up, bro. White man ain't did nothing to you in this generation. Give you an opportunity to work, provide for your family. Yeah, it's still some racist stuff. You got it in both communities, black and white. They got to still holding on to a certain attitude, but majority, hey man, you get out here and do your thing, man.
I read somewhere, and we won't stay on this long, but I read this yesterday, that Donald Trump, I haven't verified it, but I'm going to say it right now, allegedly got rid of Martin Luther King's birthday and Juneteenth and put his birthday on the holiday calendar. Took them off and put his birthday on the holiday calendar.
Well, he's like I don't know about that, and I wouldn't doubt it, but it'll be a big thing in the news.
Y'all can go look it up and put it in the comments.
But I know this much, man, that I don't really pay too much more attention to this man, because I know I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior, man. And I know Americans, you got fighters over here that, they will fight. And so, and they not gonna, whatever he's pushing for, I just know this right here. That boat that they blew up, where they said 2 surviving people was in the water, and you want to know the reason why they was killed? Because they don't want nobody alive to say on record, man, we didn't have no drugs on this boat. They don't want them people to tell what was actually on that boat, right? You call it drugs, hey. We had a tradition here in this country, man, where even during wartime, we was generous to our enemies, man. Even during Christmas holidays and stuff like that, when we had caught the enemy, and, the people that we fighting, they were trying to kill us, we caught them. And we celebrate them good holidays with them, man. Made sure they knew what Christmas was, man. And stuff like that, and we had, love. But we got somebody in there now that is look like he's he got a different agenda. And I'm just saying I got faith in the American people, man, that they know. Yeah. He's He's prophecy, man. How about that? He's part of the prophecy in the Bible. You know, what's going to bring the Lord back is evil. The increase of evil. Crime. Sin. It's supposed to get increase.
Well, it's at an all-time high now, so.
Well, it's going to get higher than that. And so, Jesus said in his own words, these things that you see happening, they gotta happen. And because that's what's gonna shorten the day. You know, he said unless them days ain't shortened, ain't nobody gonna get saved, man. I mean, he said that, I mean, it's in the Bible. So, this man he's part of the prophecy. And they got another verse in to make sure that prophecy is fulfilled. Well, they said they're gonna send some people last that's gonna be how they put it, man. They would receive lies that they would believe. It would sound so true, right? They would believe a lie, man. And so a lot of people believe this lie, put him in office. He's part of the prophecy. He's an increase of sin. He will increase crime. He's going to have increased violence. All the things prophesied in the Bible, this man is put in position to bring it about, to bring about the end. So he's like a pathway. He's like he ain't the exact, just call him the cement on the sidewalk, man. You know, that leads to all this.
You think it's that bad?
Yeah, it's gonna get this man is just part of a prophecy, man. Him and his whole administration don't even understand it.
What you think about the unemployment is 1.1 million, I guess, for the month, last month, this quarter or something. I'm sorry I didn't read everything. I had a whole lot going on, but whatever it is, they got to do with unemployment. It's at the rate of it was in 2020 during the COVID epidemic.
Well,
what do you think about that? Where do you think we're headed at financially in this country?
Well, the rich people is headed to riches and wealth. Because they got their business up and running, and it's going to stay up and running, and they have a little hurdles. But for
the average citizen,
the average people, like I said, it's going to cause people to do things, man. Nobody going to just let their family starve out here, man. People going to go out there and start stealing for real. And they don't want to get caught, so that means they got to kill who they rob, right? You know, they can't take chances. You know, all this stuff goes through people's head when they go out to steal, right? Man, I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to prison. If I got to rob somebody and they around, I'm going to have to kill them. All this stuff, right? But I'm telling you what. And these robots and stuff they creating now, man, it's going to really start taking over, man. We're looking into a future, a robotic future, right? Well, they're going to replace men. And these companies that's going to hire these robots, they don't have to pay the robots shit. All they got to do is have them where they can operate, right? They money is going to quadruple. These robots is going to be everywhere, but there's one thing people always leave out the picture. when you plan for the future, or when you say you got a vision that can see into the future, don't leave God out. You know, you only see what you see. But I'm thankful that I made it out of prison, man. I'm thankful that I got fans that believe in me. And I'm gonna thank Kevin Hart, my big booty buddy, Kevin, big butt Kevin. Thank you for this. I wish we were sitting on the couch and you hand it to me personally. This is for you, Kevin. Thank you. Peace out, buddy.